So beautiful. Well, he gets us in the place, doesn't he? Beautiful. And from right here, right where we start from here. Today's all about starting from here. And we start from here in our spiritual growth, kindness and love, among other things. We start from here, from our personal here, from wherever we come and wherever our here is. Today, I will draw correlations between the experiences of Georgie Jones and real life. Georgie is one of the two main characters of my fictional characters, through whose eyes we see the world and its events. Georgie is a young teenager, and Luther is an ageless, timeless mystic and lighthouse keeper and mentor. In Georgie's young life, she's already experienced many upsets. Or as Georgie would say, great explosions. Now, I'll pause here for a moment because I want to acknowledge the teenager in our lives, or in some cases, the teenager of our inner lives. Anybody? Yeah. Now, their catastrophes may seem like conjured drama to us, yet to them, with their time and experiences on this earth plane, these things are very likely like catastrophes. And they may feel like the world is shaking, that literally there's been an earthquake. The torment of a classmate may feel like a dagger in the back or the heart. Our minimizing of their pain, fear, or panic may feel to them like we're withholding love, like betrayal, or like telling a hemophiliac, that's just a cut. Now, why do I mention this? Because how we love ourselves is reflected in how we love others. Okay? I'm going to get used to wandering around a little bit, maybe. Not too far, Ken. I like this idea about emotions from Abraham Hicks. We use these emotions as guidance systems. And as Reverend Jane Beach wrote in this month's Science of Mind magazine, I am a spiritual being and navigated a human experience. Now, to work the navigation system, we must check our emotional compass. So where am I pointing? Where am I pointing, you ask yourself? Is it to doubt on the lower right, or am I pointing to enthusiasm on the upper left? Where do I want my emotional compass to point? What do I want to feel? Where do I want to be? How do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? That's the question, and that's where we point. Where we want to feel, how we want to feel. Now back to Georgie. Now, Georgie's family used to be like a puzzle. Each piece had its own place. It fit into the whole perfectly. That's whole with a W. It became disjointed when her parents divorced, yet Dad was still there. Like a satellite orbiting the family, he communicated. As if he were there, he participated in their lives. Like Georgie's dad was to the Jones family, God, the light of God, is evident in our experience and fitting into our existence, fitting into and infusing the perfect whole of us with a W. In all aspects of our lives, we are more aware, and with the more we turn to, look to, feel, and know that presence. Here I am, Lord, as Randy sang. As for Georgie, her dad was still a part of the puzzle, a remote part of the perfect whole of the family, until Jack. Now, this isn't Ostara's Jack that we talked about, the hare, Jack the hare from last week's story. This Jack is more like of the donkey variety, if you get my drift. So Georgie is 13 and some. by the time her mom marries this Jack. And the marriage starts a timer that inevitably explodes this family. There's an explosion of the family. Jack's lewd remarks chip away at Georgie's normally bright outlook and her usual natural confidence, while also fostering fear-driven thoughts, supercharging her protectiveness for her younger siblings, and coincidentally, or is it, it also initiates manifestations of her inner powers. Later, when she's 14 and some, after the family explosion, after Georgie moves to her dad's, and her mom and siblings move to the city to be closer and nearer to the farm of the grandparents, after Georgie starts a new high school as a first year, after she makes new friends, and after she comes upon one of her two best friends being bullied on the schoolyard, which triggers all that unresolved anger toward Jack and supercharged protectiveness, which catalyzes her special abilities to race around inside her like a wildfire, igniting her dormant powers, one of which is beyond human strength. Let's just say it was a critical time and a critical turning point for young Georgie. Now we start from here, our personal here. We may not have had a Jack or experienced some of what Georgie did. Maybe it was worse in some way. Maybe it was better. We've each had our own experiences, read the books we've read, thought the thoughts we've thought, kissed the frogs, princes and princesses we've kissed. One more.
What?
There we go. They all looked like that, didn't they? Maybe not. And we literally are here. Where we are in this moment, we start from here. We pull out the dusty old skeletons from the closet, not to fold them in the Marie Kondo method and stow them away, but to bless them and send them on their way to the cosmic compost. We've all had our own catalyzing events. We get to have more, and the more of them as we live. And the more we pay attention, the more we have. They become more subtle, more delicate, but just as life-changing, if we choose to incorporate the understanding that the changes bring. In Georgie's life, she had Luther to mentor her, to help her understand what is happening, what happened before, and how's it affecting her life now, and how can she change those effects. Luther helps her to better develop her abilities from wisps of the imagination to full-on powers, and to create a better world. And it had the happy effect of making her feel better. So there you go. Have you ever looked back at all of the earth angels that you've had along your path to here? In my story, Luther Anderson, professor, mystic, lighthouse keeper, among other things, is Georgie's mentor. Not only is it a sacred honor, but it was prophesied. Who were your earth angels? Who fixed your boo-boos? Who was your fairy godmother? Your Yoda, your curandero, your wise one? Teacher, parent, coach, grandmother, guidance counselor, first sergeant, aunt, uncle, great aunt, librarian, minister, sponsor, chiropractor, best friend, a stranger on the road, your dog. Mine, I had many. I'm grateful to have all the ones I've had. And this is one that I had. She was my great Aunt Georgie. She was my great Aunt Georgie by marriage, my step-grandpa's sister. And she's still my mentor and earth angel in spirit today. That's Georgie as a young woman, Georgie with my brother and I in Southwest Missouri, and Georgie as an older woman on her wedding day. What a wonderful, wonderful woman that she gave me many things. Have you considered spiritual mentorship? God as your mentor? You're probably already doing it. It's what happens when we pray and then listen. Here I am, Lord. As Randy was, we really couldn't work this out any better. I love it. Whether we're doing it through meditation, journaling, or just paying attention, or some other way, in order to hear, feel, see, and receive the divine mentor's guidance. The knowing, like through intuition, or synchronicity, things like that. I've got this, look at this is a mess. What the heck is going on here? Okay. Ready, I'm back. That's right. Divine order is back. In Anderson Light, young Georgie is overcome with fury at the injustice of her friend Sean being bullied, and she proceeds to help him. The anger catalyzes Georgie's special abilities like super strength. And like Georgie, catalyzing events bring out the special abilities in us. Awareness, focus, strength, healing, intuition, clarity, and supercharged spirituality. You know what I'm talking about. When it hits a fan, instant clarity, right? You know, all of a sudden, there's an infusion of this. Here we go. And it's not too late to acknowledge these. If you were catalyzed in some way when you were a teenager or many years ago or last week, it's not too late to acknowledge these and use them and grow them. And talents, like journaling for therapy, might lead to becoming a great writer. Doodling or sketching could reveal artistic gifts. From music therapy to musician. And this one, there's no reason why I bring this one up at all. Dumping too much garlic in the tomato soup may lead you to want to learn more about cooking well. I could tell my 18-year-old self that. In life, if we choose, we move through apprentice, journey, and master level. We use our emotional guidance systems, and we grow our spiritual capabilities. If we stay open to new things, we move through apprentice, journey, and master levels in many things and in many ways. And when I say if we choose, by that I mean if we choose to love ourselves. Capital sacred S. We love ourselves enough to choose to notice, to become aware, to be alone in the silence long enough to hear, to allow the knowing to come. Now the key here is to love ourselves. But for some of this, we might have to use a proxy, because some of us, well, we just can't shake that selfish moniker in favor of the self-full. It's not about being ego-driven or caught up exclusively in our own events. But by proxy, I also mean the notion of directing our care and love to others, which can result in learning to love ourselves. Not always, but it can. But we're supercharged spiritual people, aren't we? Some days. I say whatever it takes. Perhaps you were motivated or catalyzed in some way to be a better example for others, who so very much need to know that they are worthy of their own self-love. And so that's how we're teaching them. So they can charge their own batteries to the full. So they can share with themselves and with others, and they can share their knowledge and expertise and talents, caring and humor and spirituality. So they can be example for the others who may have never witnessed the possibilities and the results of self-love. This is a true story of, I have a picture here. Yep, that's a good one. But get one more. There we go. We heard a story of this woman. Her name is Sophie Tanner. I don't know if anyone's heard this story. A UK woman who 4 years ago married herself. Now, this might be a little extreme for some of us, but the oath is just awesome. To love and honor, to cherish. Those were oaths. Just like when you marry someone. And that's always good, to love ourselves, to honor ourselves, to cherish ourselves. And in doing so, we charge those batteries. We can learn these things from Sophie's marriage, even simple ones, like recharging my batteries regularly by being kind and understanding to myself as well as others, which creates more kindness and understanding in the world. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Even long-time mystics need love, self-love. We start from here, wherever here is, and I ask again, what's the best that could happen? You are the best. Thank you. Let's prepare for meditation and see if we can't get some of that self-love moving. All right, get comfortable. Now feel the shower of God's loving light come over us. If you feel the shower, it's delicate, touching us, and you can feel it on our skin, and know that it permeates our emotional body, our spiritual body, and our physical body. That is healing energy moving into each cell, healing each cell, moving down, relaxing every part of us, showering us all the way down into our feet. And as we open ourselves to feeling this energy and feeling the love, we are loving ourselves enough to be open to the healing energy. Feel this healing energy now as it permeates every cell, muscle, tendon, bone, everything within our feet. This understanding, beautiful area of our bodies, and into the flexibility of our ankles, up our calves and shins, into the flexibility of our knees, and we know that we move through our day and our days ahead with flexibility. And this beautiful, loving, healing energy now moving up our legs and into our hips, where we feel also the flexibility, but also the balance in every action, thought, and word in our lives. This healing, loving energy now of growing, glowing light, settling in the base of our spines, moving up our spine and around into our lower abdomen. Happy liver, happy spleen, happy organs, happy to do the work, happy to be alive, to the very cell, everything working in perfect order, happily and joyously working in perfect order. Now this energy continues up the spine and around our solar plexus, settling here. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel that energy, beautiful energy growing here, growing and relaxing and healing as the energy now moves up the spine and into the upper abdomen, into our chest, into our sternum, our lungs, our heart, everywhere. It's filled with this loving, healing energy, and the compassion growing, the self-love growing. And as I feel this self-love growing, we, all of us know that it's growing around me and through me as a perfect, clear conduit a channel of God's love. And I share this love, this self-love, into my shoulders and up my spine, into my neck, my throat. I know that every thought and word and action is expressed through words in kind and loving and clear, powerful, strong ways. Feel this energy now as it moves into the scalp, the back of the head, into the head. We feel our pineal gland expanding and accepting this beautiful energy around into our face, covering our entire head, filling our brain, our minds, our heart, our spirits, our bodies, in every way, filled with God's love. So filled that I feel it, we, all of us share this energy with the persons next to us and the persons next to them. And we can see this loving energy filling the room, filling this room we're in. Move our awareness as this energy grows and grows and fills this room, surrounds this building, extends across our town, our border, our state, our country, our continent, around the globe, touching every place, everyone, touching every healing need, healing every hurtful need, bringing clarity and kindness and compassion along its path, waking it, all this energy up within us, around the globe, surrounding the globe, healing the earth, and bringing this energy now all around. Feel it, bring our awareness back into our country, our state, our city, this building, and into where we are now, sitting here. Feel the energy reverberating within our entire bodies, mind, spirit. Feel the energy moving from feet to head to attention, and know that all is well. Feel this energy in your hands. Feel this energy in your feet. Feel this energy as you sit there where you are sitting now, so that you know you are here and you are here now. And when you're ready, know that all is well. Amen.
Alleluia. Alleluia.